when I changed my diet, and this is the only time I'm going to really promote plant-based diet. When I changed my diet, I realized that my blood flow was like crazy good, right? Hello everyone, my name is Mark Anthony, and thank you for joining my channel. Today, I'm going to speak to you about how I lost over 40 pounds by switching to a plant-based diet. Now, I am going to post before and after pictures. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to put it on the screen. Might put a couple of befores, then a couple of after pictures, but I'm going to put it on the screen so you can be able to see it. So whenever I started this plant-based journey, I was not expecting to actually lose weight. That was not my intentions at all. So I had some underlying health issues. I had high cholesterol, and then also I was starting to get high blood pressure. So I knew I had to make some type of major change in my life. During that time, I wasn't sure on how to start getting healthier. I knew you had to eat better, but nobody really tell you exactly what you need to eat to get better, right? When it came to my cholesterol, my number was close to like 300. So if you're familiar with cholesterol, how the numbers work, just know that 300 is high. It's very, very high. And I was on medication during that time. As far as the high blood pressure, it was just becoming to the point where I was about to start taking medication. The doctor told me that I need to just start monitoring every single day and track down what I need to do. So when that happened, I decided to change over to a different diet, but I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do. So my uncle at the time, he was going through something to where he was about to get a triple bypass, and he went to several doctors and they told him, hey, you needed surgery yesterday. That's how bad it was because his arteries are getting all clogged up. But he eventually went to a holistic doctor. This holistic doctor told him in 6 weeks, I can get it to where you don't need surgery. And so my uncle did that. After that, when he went to those doctors again, they told him he no longer needed surgery. And so what he did was he decided to go vegan. I personally think it was plant-based, but he decided to go vegan. It is a difference between plant-based and vegan. But when he went vegan, he was doing intermittent fasting. So he was eating between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. That was his window of when he can eat. And he was only eating plants, basically plants and fruits. So that's mainly what he did. And then he worked out from time to time. He wasn't really big on working out during that time. He was just trying to get himself better. So I kind of took that approach by doing more research on that. And I started looking to like Dr. Sebi and all that good stuff. And I found out a lot of information that I never knew that I was going to eventually embark on a journey like this, right? Because I always seen those people who go to like restaurants and they'll ask like, okay, what kind of oil do you use or this? So I never knew that I was going to be that person, right? But anyway, so when I started this journey, I weighed 217. Right now I'm 171. And I'm 5'11", just in case anyone wanted to know. So when I started this journey, I was around 217, possibly 220. I just know the last time I checked myself, I was 217. I knew when I started it, it was going to be a major impact on my life. So I started eating a lot more before actually doing this whole journey. And that only lasts like a couple of days when I ate a lot more. So I started this journey at 217. And when I started it, what I did was, and I don't recommend anyone to do it the way I did it. I mean, you could if you want to. It depends on the person. And I'm not trying to encourage or try to persuade you guys to try to eat plant-based. I'm not saying that. That's not what this video is about. This is just how I lost my weight on a plant-based diet, right? So what I did was I drank a gallon of spring water every single day. I know, right? That was a lot. I only did this for a week though. I drank a gallon of spring water every single day. I did intermittent fasting, which was I ate between like 10 a.m. to 6 or 7 p.m. was like my cutoff time right there. All I know, I had a 16-hour window without actually eating anything at all. That's all I remember. And then I only ate fruits and vegetables. So when I started this journey, eating that, I lost weight like instantly. Again, I started off at 217. By the end of the week, I weighed around 200 to 199. So I lost like 17 to 18 pounds within that first week. I know that sounds like I'm crazy, but let me tell you what I experienced through that journey of that week. So the reason why I did that is because I wanted to reset my taste buds. Also, I want to detox all the parasites and stuff out of my body, because that's what I learned through my research, that we have parasites in our body based off the stuff that we eat. And I'm pretty sure based off what I was eating, I had plenty of parasites because I used to eat just anything. I'm the type of person, when I used to eat literally cookies and ice cream every single night. vanilla homemade vanilla ice cream every single night. So I used to eat really, really bad. I ate this way throughout this entire week. That second day, I started seeing a big difference. During the second day, I realized my stomach wasn't as heavy. And so this is the thing. I was bloated the entire time, not knowing what bloatness is because I was so used to being bloated. So that's how I knew it was a big difference right there. So in a way, I figured out that I was bloated because every night, and I don't know why I do this, I always do this. I always test myself when I get out the shower, right? So I get my sock and I try to put it on my foot really quick. But I'm a person that's not flexible at all, so I always be like, yeah. I try to do it really quick, right? And so on day 2, when I started this diet, when I did this, I was actually able to do it without like going really fast. It was just smooth when I did it. I was like, whoa. So I just kept doing it. Like, hold up, something is different now. So that's how I realized, like, hold up, I was bloated. And I'll say by day 5 or 6, I was able to sit Indian style. Now I haven't sat Indian style since kindergarten. Like I said, I'm not flexible at all. So me sitting Indian style was a big deal right there. And that's me being bloated. You know, I couldn't really move like I wanted to. So again, so I lost that much. I lost close to 20 pounds that first week. And then the weight started like slowly chipping off. That's when I started like looking into other different options to eat. So that first week, I literally did reset my taste buds, because before I did that, there was no way that I would eat mushrooms. I hated mushrooms. Like, I don't know why I hated it, but through that journey, through that detox week, like I couldn't work out. I couldn't work out at all. I got so weak. I can tell like the detox was working, because I got so weak and I couldn't do anything. I could barely get out the bed when all this was going down. But all I could think about was food. And then I realized through that week that a lot of these commercials are food commercials, right? So as I'm watching TV, I'm seeing so many different types of food, man. Popeyes. I was literally dreaming. I was dreaming about Popeyes for some reason. I'm like, man, I just want some Popeyes fries. I want some of them beans, man. I just wanted Popeyes really bad. So that week, it was tough for me. But by the time I got to my second week, mushrooms, I wanted mushrooms. I was like, okay, I can eat mushrooms. I was eating the mushrooms. I was cooking them, of course. I wouldn't just eat them plain. But I was cooking the mushrooms and I was eating that. And I just kept my plant-based diet. I was just trying to learn how to do this whole plant-based thing. So that was the whole thing right there. So that was that first couple of weeks right there. As far as working out, I didn't start working out. Oh, okay, let me backtrack. So by June, I seen one of my best friends, and he's also a nutritionist. He's a coach. He does a lot, you know. So I seen him, and he seen me. He's like, man, Mark, you lost a lot of weight. And I was like, yeah, you know, I lost all my weight. During this time, I was 184, 181 at the time. So again, I started my journey in May, the beginning of May. And then now it's June, and now I'm at 180, 81 or 184. I can't remember that exact number. But I remember telling him, he was like, man, you lost a lot of weight, but you lost a lot of muscle too. And I was like, what? I lost a lot of muscle? How, like, what you mean I lost a lot of muscle? He was like, I could just tell you lost a lot of muscle. Like, how can you tell? He said, if you was to lift up your shirt right now, do you have a six-pack? I was like, no, I don't have a six-pack. He was like, there you go. You lost a lot of muscle. He said, because by you losing as much weight as you lost, you should have a six-pack to show for it. And I was like, oh. I'm like, so how do I get my six-pack? And he told me, he said, man, you need to start eating more protein. So if you do change to a plant-based diet, understand that it's hard to get when you start off, it's hard to get protein. You have to learn different ways on how to get protein. And during that time, I wasn't getting enough protein. So yes, I was losing a lot of fat, but I also lost a lot of muscle. And that's one thing I didn't want. One thing I didn't want, and one thing I was scared of, is walking around here and looking like I lost a lot of weight and looking like I'm sick. That was one thing I was scared of. Now, I would say this, for me, no one said I looked like I was sick. Because anytime somebody said, man, you lost a lot of weight, I could tell in your neck. The first question I asked them is, do I look sick? Like, do I look like when I'm sick? You know, like I'm sick or something like that? Like, no, you look sick. I just was looking skinny. You know, I didn't have no muscle to show for it, and I always want to look athletic, but I just had no muscle to show for it, even though I was somewhat working out during that time. So around November of 2023, I got down to 171. So again, I started at 217. I got down to 171. One of the other things that I realized when I was going through this, right? Because now I'm starting to pay attention to my body. Like I'm noticing different changes with my body. And this right here is like for the men, and women too. One thing I noticed is my blood flow, right? So anytime I used to go to the doctor, to a nurse, anytime they try to poke one of my veins and like get blood out, right? The valve will start going really slow as far as the blood movement, right? The blood flow, it'll go really, really slow. Every single time. So they used to use this thing called like a butterfly. I used to always tell them, you gotta make sure you use the butterfly because they'll help with the blood flow, right? So my blood flow used to be really, really slow. But when I changed my diet, and this is the only time I'm gonna really promote plant-based diet. When I changed my diet, I realized that my blood flow was like crazy good, right? To the point where I could tell like down there. I mean, every single morning it was like, or every single night, it was to the point where I couldn't really go to sleep because I was waking up because I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like this the entire night. And it's like I couldn't control it, you know what I'm saying? So it was really something that was different for me because usually I wake up in the morning, I'll be like that. But through this, it was a whole difference of how it was. And anytime I went to the doctor now my blood flow is just like flowing, it's just flowing. So that's to help out the guys. If you having any type of issues down there, understand that if you was to go plant-based and you do it right, that would happen. Your blood flow would definitely go and it affects what happens down there. So anyway, again, I start off at 217 around May. Now we like in November of 2023, same year. Now I'm around 171. So I lost over 40 pounds then. And again, I'm looking skinny, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna start bulking now. So let me start bulking. You know, my friend told me that I need to eat more protein. So I started eating a little bit more protein. I'm lifting weights and I felt like I was doing it right? So I'm eating more, I'm getting bigger, but I didn't really have muscles. It's like I was getting fat in a way. So I'm on a plant-based diet and I'm getting fat while eating more. And it just wasn't looking right, to be honest with you. So now we're in 2024 and it's June of 2024. Now I'm like 193, 194. So my weight is back up. I'm still on a plant-based diet. I'm thinking I'm looking good, you know, because people tell me, oh, you look good. But when I look at these old pictures of myself, like I did not look good. I did not look good, but people was telling me that I was looking good, right? So I took it from that. But yeah, I had another conversation with my best friend again. He told me, said, look, Mark, if you really trying to get in shape like you want to, you really have to look into your protein. You really have to look into your protein, increase your protein at a certain number, and then you need to start getting your steps in and watching your calories. And so I listened to him this final time because we had this talk plenty of times, trust me. But this was the time I actually listened to him. And I said, all right, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna do what you said. So I locked in, I did exactly what he said with the protein, the calories, and then getting my steps in. So once I started getting all them steps in, getting my protein up. So now July of 2024, I started seeing dramatic changes just within a couple of weeks when it came to the weight room. Like my strength was a lot more. I had more energy. It was just a lot going on. And by December, I got down to 167. So I went from 193 to 167. Now my body fat percentage at the time was 11.9 because the goal was to get to 12%. And I was just excited about that journey that I was able to do that. And so, yeah, man, so it was a journey for me. I wouldn't say that it was like the easiest journey from the beginning. It was hard because of the beginning part. The beginning part was definitely the hardest part because I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do. All I know, I wanted to change my diet and I wanted an athletic look. One of my main goals was to have a six-pack, but I struggled to have a six-pack. It wasn't until July 2024 is when everything really started to change for me. And so when stuff like that started to change for me, I started hearing, so other people started realizing that my body was changing. They started asking for advice. So then I end up picking up the business and I end up getting a couple of clients myself. And now I have a couple of clients that's going through my program to lose weight. So if that's something that you're interested in and you're trying to lose weight, man, feel free to contact me. You can leave in the comment below if you're interested. You can follow the link that's below go to it, book an appointment, book a free consultation. We could talk about what your journey is, and we can go from there. So that's my journey, how I lost over 40 pounds. And also at this point right now, I'm going to build muscle. So you need to follow my journey as far as be bulking now. So again, I'm 171 right now, but I plan on being around 195. So it might take a while because I'm trying to do it on a clean diet, right? So man, just join my journey, man, and be a part of it. Thank you so much for watching. You have a good day. Peace.